Hi, this is Ammon with Ventures Truck Parts. Today we're going to show you a full service on a Polaris RZR prop shaft. This is the most common kit that we sell. It's going to be our Dana Spicer made in the US U-joints and a Neapco carrier bearing. This prop shaft is laid out on the table how it would be in your Polaris machine. When you go to remove this out of your machine, you need to make sure that you mark the two halves. You can see how this slips. You need to make sure that you have a mark on both the front section and rear section of the shaft in the same spot. The reason for that is that when this prop shaft is placed in the machine, the U-joints are phased. If you don't put it back together the same way that you remove it, you will have vibrations from the U-joints being out of phase. This part from the factory came marked, luckily, so this is why it was marked, and this is how they mark it. So you can see that you have this line on the slip yoke, and then if you look on the inside of the slip yoke where that line is, you can see that there is a mark right inside this blind spline. There's a peak missing from that. That spot corresponds with, if you look really close in between these two splines right there, you can see that they've staked that. So you need to make sure that those line up, and you'll know that you get it lined up because the slip yoke will move back and forth easy like this. If you get it off and try and put it together, you can't get it to slip together. Alright, we're going to start the U-joint removal process. These are some tips and tricks that we can offer you that we found. First thing is if you use a double hammer method, if you look at the C-clips for this U-joint, you can see the inside C-clip here. Centrifugal force will put force on the U-joint caps, and they get pushed out towards the outside end of the yokes and put pressure between this C-clip and the inside of this yoke. So if you can take your two hammers, place the first hammer on the U-joint cap. You don't want to hit the yoke itself, just the top of the cap. And give it a couple hits. That should push your U-joint cap in and give you just a small amount of gap in between this C-clip and your yoke here. So once you've done that, you need to locate the open side. So this C-clip goes around the U-joint cap, and you can see that this is the open side. So now if you take your screwdriver up against this end of the C-clip with your hammer and tap on that C-clip, you can drive it up until you can get your screwdriver underneath it. And pry your C-clip off of the U-joint cap. And you need to repeat that process for all four. Alright, now that we have the four U-joint clips removed off of the U-joint caps, we're ready to start disassembling the U-joint from the yoke ears. How we like to do it is if you take your prop shaft in the vise and clamp, you want to clamp on the yoke itself. You don't want to clamp on the actual tube. So you can see we've got the tube down past the jaws of the vise, so you're not going to crimp this hollow tube. Once you get it in the vise, take your hammer and tap on the yoke here. Now you want to make sure that you're not tapping around this machine section where the cap is. You want to do it down on the base. You can see as I'm hitting that the cap is starting to protrude from the yoke. You can repeat this process on both sides. Pull the U-joint cap out. Okay, once you've got both U-joint caps out, you can see that this is loose now. We got the caps out. If you take the yoke, push it all the way to one side, and angle one side up, you see that? You can pull the yoke apart Okay, once you get your first yoke off, you want to take the cross of the U-joint and open the jaws of your vise so that the yoke of the next piece of drive shaft that you're taking apart can slide down through the vise ears, and then you rest the cross on the top of the jaws. And that's what you're going to use to now bring the cap out through the top of this yoke. Repeat that for both sides. And now we need to take the cross out of these yokes. Get these two cleaned up and we'll put a new U-joint in it. Now that you have your yoke ears cleaned and free of debris, we're ready to install our Dana Spicer U-joint. Let me open this up and show you what's included. We have the U-joint itself with the 4 caps, and it will have a baggie inside the box that will have your 4 C-clips and your grease zert fitting. So let's go ahead and start with our U-joint install. First, what you're going to need to do, and I always like to start with the long side shaft first, it makes it easier to put the caps in. Just take 2 of your U-joint caps off. And if you look at this U-joint, you can see where the grease fitting is threaded into. There's only one side of the U-joint that has the threads. I would recommend that you put the grease fitting towards the side of the yoke that does not have splines. That way, if the spline slips into the slip yoke, it doesn't hit the U-joint zert fitting. So we're going to go ahead and angle our U-joint in place, get it installed. Take our cap, first cap, slide it over the trunnion or cross of the U-joint. And then we're going to rest the U-joint cap down on the table and use our hammer and tap on the yoke. We're going to do that until you can see the groove in the U-joint cap expose. And we're going to take one of our C-clips and take the C-clip and push it into place till it snaps in place.
Okay.
Something that you want to make sure of when you put the U-joint C-clip in place is that you don't have this C-clip go past where it's machined. You can see that this one's too far. You see that? So we need to bring this one back up so that it clears this machine spot on both sides.
Ready?
Alright, so once we've got our first U-joint cap installed, we can do our other U-joint caps to follow. Same process for all 4. Now that we have all 4 of our U-joint C-clip installed, we're ready to install our zert fitting. Make sure that you get the thread started without cross-threading. Do it as far as you can by hand, and then take your 3/8 wrench. And if you look at the base of this, there's a hex that this wrench fits on. Go ahead and get it turned down as far as you can from one side, and then once you get it to a certain point, you're going to have to flip the drive shaft over to keep tightening it down. So once you've got it tightened down and have the fitting towards an open side that you can actually get a gun on, that is how you install the U-joint, and the same procedure will be for all the U-joints in your shaft. Here are some reasons why you may need to replace your carrier bearing. So obvious first thing is if the bearing itself is bad. You can hear this one is dry, there's no lubrication in it, it's really, really rough when you spin it. That will cause vibrations and also extra wear and tear on the drive shaft. The other reason why you may need to replace your carrier bearing, if you look at the construction of this carrier bearing, you have multiple parts. You have the steel outside cage, you have the rubber isolator, and then you have the actual bearing itself. If you've had a lot of vibrations or if you've had U-joints go bad, this rubber part of the carrier bearing may be deteriorated and it may be really, really squishy. The rubber may have failed, and that will allow the drive shaft to move and be out of balance. Alright, we're going to remove this carrier bearing. We have it set up on a wood block so that you don't damage the splines on a steel table or whatever, concrete, whatever you have. We're going to use 2 hammers. Okay, so that's the carrier bearing removed, and this is the surface that the bearing gets pressed onto. I'm going to show you now how to install your new carrier bearing onto your prop shaft or drive shaft. First step is we have to get the actual bearing out of the rubber isolator. To do that, we're just going to slide it over, and you're going to hand press on until you can see that rubber pop off. Like that. You're going to work it down. Now pop this bearing off. It's going to be a little tight, but you should be able to get it off. And then pull your cage and rubber off. To install the actual bearing, now that you have it out, first thing we need to do is we need to get a pipe. We've got 1 3/8" outside diameter, but it's got to be able to fit on that inside ring there, so when we press it on, it doesn't mess up the bearing. So once you find your pipe, then we're going to take some Loctite bearing compound. This is the green stuff, and you're going to go around and put that on there. Once you get a little bit of that on, you go ahead with the bearing, slide it over, get your pipe, and then take your hammer and press it on. Once you get that bearing seated all the way, it should spin freely. You can see it's down, and then you're ready to install it in your RZR. You're going to install it, you're going to slide it up through, and then you'll install this piece once you have your prop shaft in the RZR itself.